County Council regular meeting of Tuesday, March 25th, 2014. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Calling the roll, Mr. Hairston? Here. Ms. Simon? Here. Mr. Greenspan? Here. Mr. Miller? Here. Mr. Brady? Here. Mr. Germana? Here. Mr. Gallagher? Here. Mr. Schron?
Here.
Ms. Conwell? Ms. Conwell is absent this evening. Mr. Jones?
Here.
Ms. Conley?
Here.
There is a quorum.
And Mr. Miller, I understand you have a motion?
I do. I move that the absence of Councilwoman Conwell be excused.
Moved and seconded to excuse Ms. Conwell. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Please mark her absence as excused. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For our silent meditation this evening, I'd like to keep in our thoughts and prayers the families of the victims of Malaysian Flight 370. All right, moving on to item 5. Is there any public comment related to the agenda?
Yes, Madam Chair. The first speaker is Anthony Liberator.
I come forward and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Madam, board members, my name is Anthony Liberator. I represent Labor's Local Union 860. We perform highway utility work, and we also represent a number of public sector units. Currently, we are engaged in negotiations with a group of county IT employees with the Children Family Services, and I would like to address Resolution 2014-0087, discarding a fact finder's report. I would compel the County Council to accept the fact finder's report for the following reasons. Most of the IT employees are 15 to 20% underpaid. Program 2 officers also are underpaid compared to employees performing similar work. With respect to the state of Ohio, the position, which is comparable to CFS Program Officer 2, is a technical claims specialist. The starting pay grade for a technical claims specialist is $27.93 per hour. Yet current pay rate for Program Officer 2 is $19.36 to $27.15. Currently, Program Officer 2s earn a wide variety of rates at $19.38, $22.78, $22.95, and $24.37 per hour, all much lower than comparable employees. When comparing the IT positions in the CFS division to comparable positions in the counties, our neighboring counties, Lake, Lorain, Lucas, Mahoning, the bargaining unit employees consistently receive a lower wage rate. Based upon internal comparables, the fact finder is the opinion that wages for the bargaining unit herein should also be based upon seniority step program as well. The fact finder can find no compelling justification to treat the subject bargaining unit members differently by rejecting the unit's request to have a seniority-based step wage schedule in the subjective collective bargaining agreement. The across-the-board adjustments recommended herein are slightly higher than wage schedule adjustments given to other employer bargaining units based upon the fact that the subject bargaining unit employees have lagged behind such other bargaining unit wages. As a result of the subject bargaining unit not having received an inflation or cost of living adjustment in approximately 8 years. Further, the subject bargaining unit wages herein have lagged behind the wages of 9 bargaining county employees were moved over to the Schedule B salary schedule in 2012. County relies on unbiased comparables to evaluate real estate. The county should accept the fact finders report based on the very same method that they do for real estate.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes, Johanna Lance.
By the way, anyone who has parked in the Huntington garage, if you step over to the table, or Ms. Schmutzer, they will approve your parking.
Hi, my name is Johanna Lance, and tomorrow is my 24th anniversary working for Cuyahoga County. When I was hired, I was promised, and yes, that was ancient times, step raises and cost of living. And through the various changes, those things have fallen by the wayside. But for the last 8 years, myself and my counterparts in Local 860, we have not had anything. What we do is, our goal at Children and Families support staff is we try to help our social workers protect children. We're the backbone of Children and Family Services. We take on anything they throw at us and perform above and beyond our duties. And a lot of the staff are also long-timers, not quite as long as I am, but all we're asking is that you vote in favor for the fact finder report, because quite frankly, we go above and beyond for you, and we're just asking you to give us fair wages, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Anyone else?
No, Madam Chair, that's it.
All right, thank you. The minutes of the Committee of the Whole of March 11th, 2014, the minutes of the regular meeting of March 11th, 2014, and the Committee of the Whole for March 18th, 2014 are in your packet and have been circulated. If everyone has had an opportunity to review those minutes, I would entertain a motion to approve them as circulated. Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Mr. Brady. Any discussion? All's in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. The minutes are approved.
Abstain on that vote. I abstained for
Okay.
those meetings.
Mark, Mr. Schreiner has abstained. We need to make a motion to add item 2014-0100 to the agenda as item, is it 10B13? There's a motion to amend the agenda. A second, Ms. Simon? Seconded by Ms. Simon. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. We're just going to add another item to the agenda, and we'll discuss it when we get to it.
Madam Chair, who was the second on that?
Ms. Simon seconded,
Who was the first?
and I made the
Oh,
motion.
thank,
All right, I don't have any announcements because, and in lieu of my item 7 for announcement for Council President, I'm going to defer to our Law Director, Majid Makhouf, who's going to make a presentation.
Thank you, Madam President, members of council. If I may call on Darlene White, Ron, and Sanford to come up. Today, we have an opportunity to recognize one of our employees who goes above and beyond the call of duty. We were lucky in 2012, as many of you were aware, to hire Darlene White as the Deputy Director in the Risk Management, in the Law Department for Risk Management. And Darlene has done incredible work since joining the county. Every day in council meetings, you see what she's done in the risk management, what she's introduced in the county. But the reason we wanted to recognize her today is for having been elected the president of the Norman S. Minor Bar Association for the 2014-2016 time period. The Norman S. Minor Bar Association is the largest African-American lawyers bar association in the state of Ohio. It has a very long history. Darlene has a very compelling story, having been born, raised in Cleveland, is a graduate of John Marshall High School, John Carroll University. As a social worker, worked in the Cleveland Clinic. Actually, being the mother of 3 daughters, attended the Cleveland Marshall Law School, graduated as a lawyer, then joined Gallagher Sharp, and in 7 years made partner, and has been practicing very successfully for all those years. sits on the Board of Trustees of the Metropolitan Bar Association, and recently got elected to the Norman S. Mater Bar Association. So I am thankful to the county executive and to the council for issuing a joint proclamation to Darlene for that occasion, recognizing her ascension to the presidency. I'll just go very quickly. Whereas Darlene was born and raised in Cleveland, raised John Marshall High School. While serving as a busy mother, attended law school at the Cleveland State University Marshall College of Law and graduated with a Juris Doctor degree in 2000. Upon graduated, she joined the law firm of Gallagher Sharp, where her talent and hard work enabled her to quickly rise to partner in 2007. 7 years to make partner. That is a quick track, which shows you what she did. Where she continued her public service by joining the law department in 2012 and has done an incredible work in the risk management area. She has been very active in the legal community throughout her career, and she serves on the boards of trustees of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association and the Cleveland Marshall Law Alumni Association. She received the 2013 Ohio Glass Ceiling Award presented by the National Diversity Council for Personal and Professional Achievements while overcoming challenges and adversities and she was also the recipient of the 2012 Ohio Multicultural Leadership Award presented by the Ohio Diversity Council for her leadership role and support for diversity in the community. She was actually even recently honored by the Cleveland Marshall College of Law's Black Law Students Association, where she was recognized for her dedication to that organization, its mission, and its commitment. And she was recently elected to the Norman S. Mater Bar Association for the 2004 to 2016 term. The Norman S. Mater Bar Association is an affiliate of the National Bar Association and is the largest organization of African-American lawyers in the state of Ohio. It was formed in 1980. And the mission of the Bar Association is to promote the interests of the African-American legal community in Northeast Ohio, to improve diversity within the legal profession, and to ensure equal access to and fairness of the justice system. And whereas Darlene White is the proud mother of Tatiana, Maria, and Mariana, having 4 daughters of my own, all ending with A, I thank you very much. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the county executive, Ed Fitzgerald, and C. Ellen Connolly, county council president, hereby commend the exemplary life and service of Darlene E. White and congratulate her on being elected president of the Norman S. Mater Bar Association. Darlene, it's a pleasure to present you the award from the county executive. And actually, when people started finding out that Darlene was going to receive this proclamation, a lot of people wanted to speak out. We have with us 2 members today, Ron Johnson, who is in-house counsel at KeyBank, and Sanford Watson, who's a partner at Tucker Ellis, both former presidents of the Norman S. Mater Bar Association, who asked to speak quickly for Darlene. And I also received a statement from Sonali Wilson, who's the general counsel of Cleveland State University and the vice president of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association for Diversity and Inclusion, who was planning to be here and got ill last night, so she sent me a statement and asked that we read it. But I'll turn it over to Ron or Sanford.
I can only tell you that as a past president of Norman S. Mater Bar Association, I wish that when I served as president, I was as qualified to do the job as Darlene is, and I think she'll do a fine job. And I thank you for recognizing our Bar Association. Thank you.
Good evening, Council. Just wanted to commend Council for this recognition of Darlene. I'm the immediate past president, and I've had the pleasure of working with Darlene over the past several years on various Bar Association initiatives. And I want you to know that Darlene is a person of high character, high professionalism. She's got energy. She's going to represent the Bar Association and represent the county in this endeavor. And I would encourage continued support for her as she grows professionally. So thank you very much.
And I know the council has a long agenda tonight, so what I'll do with Sonali's letter is I'll send it to the clerk to be part of the record. And thank you very much. Thank you, County Executive, for agreeing for the proclamation, Council President. We should recognize our employees when they do these things, and it was a great opportunity for us to recognize this great achievement.
And congratulations from all of us. All right, Mr. Fitzgerald, did you have any comments this evening?
I didn't, but I do want to congratulate Darlene. I would have rather have heard from her than Majid, but that's okay. But I remember when she was hired and Majid brought me her resume, and I said, I know this person. I had, when I was doing civil law, we met over the course of a couple cases. They weren't famous cases or anything, but I just remember telling Majid, I said, I remember this attorney. She's excellent. She is the real deal, and we're very, very lucky to have her. So hurry up and hire her before she changes her mind. So I'm glad that he did. I'm glad it's also a testament not just to Darlene, but the fact that one of the real challenges of all of us putting this government together was to create a law department that could be considered one of the premier public law bodies in this area, and Majid has done that with excellent staff, as you just heard. So congratulations, not just to Darlene, but to the law department. This is an example of the caliber of individual that they've managed to attract to the department. That's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you. All right, moving on, legislation introduced by council. Consideration of a resolution of council for first reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Mr. Gallagher?
Madam President, I move we suspend the rules. Second.
I moved and seconded to suspend the rules. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. I'm going to have, Jean, do you want to read both of these since they kind of go together, and then, or can we read one at a time? Should we read one at a time? Go ahead, read one, and we'll go.
Resolution number 2014-0079, a resolution providing for the appointment of Michael W. King as Research and Policy Analyst to serve the Council of Cuyahoga County and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. And resolution number 2014-0080, a resolution providing for the appointment of Levin N. Ross as Research and Policy Analyst to serve the Council of Cuyahoga County and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
To adopt both resolutions.
Moved by Mr. Miller. Seconded by Mr. Germana. As you know, the following two resolutions are related to the new employment that the council wants to bring on board. We had 123 people apply, and of those 123, our staff interviewed 33 candidates in the first round of interviews. And, you know, we're actually filling the position that, or part of the position that we lost when Joanne Gross left us. From those 33 candidates, staff recommended 11 people for the second round. Some of you, including myself, sat in on those second rounds of interviews. I think it was Mr. Miller and Ms. Conwell and Ms. Simon. So we had a second round of interviews, and it was a challenge to narrow down to these two recommended candidates, but we were very excited about picking Mike King and Levin Ross to come work with us. Mike will be starting on March the 31st, and as you know, he's been working with the law department, so you're all familiar with him. And Levin is starting on April 7th. Both are coming from various backgrounds and positions with the county, and I believe that they are a great fit to work with our existing staff and provide support for all of us, and I ask for their approval.
Madam President.
Yes, Mr. Miller.
I really got to know Michael King sitting on Saturday mornings at the Charter Review Commission, and he just did an outstanding job, both from a legal perspective and also in diplomatically helping focus the Review Commission to effectively complete his task. And I did not know Ms. Ross, but was tremendously impressed by her in the interview process, and I'm enthusiastic about both candidates. Thank you.
All right, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor indicate, let's strike the first one, then Mike King, 0079. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations to Mr. King. And on 0080, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. And congratulations to Ms. Ross. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2014-0081, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment of Michael Abusaral to serve on the Cuyahoga County Audit Committee for an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2016, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2014-0082, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment of Elise Hara upon her taking the oath of office as Cuyahoga County Director of Human Resources and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will go to the Committee of the Whole, and is it on for the 1st or the 8th?
April 1st.
Okay, April 1st. We'll have a Committee of the Whole meeting and have an opportunity to interview her.
Resolution number 2014-0083, a resolution confirming the county executive's reappointment of Stephen Minter to serve on the Cuyahoga Arts and Culture Board of Trustees for the term April 1, 2014 through March 31, 2017, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Go to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2014-0084, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2014 by providing for an additional fiscal appropriation in order to meet the budgetary needs of a county department and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
It goes to Finance and Budget. Committee reports and consideration of a resolution of council for second reading.
Resolution number 2014-0057, a resolution confirming the county executive's reappointment of Erica Toms to serve on the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County for the term March 25th, 2014 through March 24th, 2018, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter is on for second reading and will then be passed for third reading on April the 8th. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions of council for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. These have been to committee, and we need a motion to suspend Rule 90 to waive the third reading.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Germana. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0056, a resolution confirming the county executive's reappointment of the Honorable Michael Prosick, representing the Cuyahoga region, to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission for the term March 25th, 2014 through March 24th, 2017, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
To adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Mr. Germana. Ms. Conwell's not here. Does anybody want to, did you want to speak on Mr. Germana?
Madam Chair, Mayor Mike, as he is called by many of his colleagues, appeared before the Human Resources Committee, and his participation in everything that he does is wholehearted, and we recommend his confirmation.
All right, thank you. Any other questions or comment, Ms. Hyman?
Just quickly, Madam President, thank you. I've been able to serve with the mayor on the Planning Commission over the last couple years, and he's been really great to work with, so I recommend his reappointment.
Thank you. Anything else? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations to Mayor Mike. Next item, 0058.
Resolution number 2014-0058, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community Improvement Corporation Board of Trustees for various terms, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. The individuals are W. Christopher Murray II, for the term March 25th, 2014 through March 31st, 2017, and Jeanette Wright for an unexpired term ending January 31, 2015.
Moved by Mr. Germana and seconded by Ms. Simon.
Madam Chair, these recommendations were discussed in committee, and we recommend reappointment.
And these are both people from our fiscal department. All right, any other questions or comments? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consideration of a resolution of council for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2014-0050, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment or reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga Regional HIV Health Services Planning Council for the term March 11, 2014 through March 31, 2017, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the appointments and reappointments of the individuals as printed on the agenda, items E1, I, and II.
Move to adopt.
All right, moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Mr. Schrein.
Madam President.
Yes, Mr. Miller?
These appointments were heard in the Human Resources Committee, and everyone on the committee was just totally impressed and blown away with the qualifications and dedication. The people had tons of experience. They had compelling personal stories to tell. A lot of them personally were in treatment, and it was just heartwarming. And I strongly recommend the approval of these appointments.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Anyone else, any other comments? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations to all of our appointees, and thank them in advance for undertaking this very, very serious task. Consideration of ordinance of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2014-0009, an ordinance amending section 206.05B of the Cuyahoga County Code to incorporate changes to the Personnel Review Commission and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
This goes to Human Resources.
Ordinance number 2014-0010, an ordinance amending section 205.06 of the Cuyahoga County Code to incorporate changes to the composition and compensation of the Cuyahoga County Department Review Board and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
This matter will go to Council Operations. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of a resolution for first reading, adoption under suspension of the rules. We need a motion to suspend Rule 9D and 12A.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Germano. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2014-0085, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2014 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund and other funding sources, for appropriation transfers between budget accounts, and for cash transfers between budgetary funds in order to meet the budgetary needs of various county departments, offices, and agencies, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
To adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Mr. Gallagher. Mr. Miller?
Yes, Madam President and my colleagues, this fiscal resolution contains two large items that there should be some comment about. The first one is that there's $3,167,633, which is an appropriation for the long-awaited Metro Health contract for health services at the county jail. And it has two parts. The first part is jail operations, which is $1,350,000, and that will basically replace other services and other contracts, so it's not a net increase in spending. But the second part is for capital outlays. It's hardware kind of things that need to be put in place to make this process work, and that's for $1,817,633. And that item, the Director of Management and Budget has indicated that we do not plan to bond it out at this time, so that would be a use of reserves, even though it was not so noted in the documents that we received. The second item is roads and bridge appropriations totaling $32,905,000 for various road and bridge projects. And it should be noted that we have sufficient money for this appropriation in the Road and Bridge Fund, and we run the projects out of that fund, and then we receive state and federal reimbursements during the course of the projects, and then reimburse the Road and Bridge Fund. I ask for the approval of my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0086, a resolution making an award on requisition number 26143 to AT&T Corporation in the amount not to exceed $1,633,158 for network connectivity services for the Next Generation 911 system for the period March 26, 2014 through March 25, 2019, authorizing the county executive to execute the master agreement and contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Jimana. I understand Mr. Cologne is going to come up because I'm wondering why is this under suspension of the
Yeah,
rules?
Madam President, the actual work was done this morning, or this afternoon, and last Tuesday in Public Safety and Justice Affairs. It's rare that we do move an item out of committee on first reading. And Mr. Cologne, if you could take us through the rationale.
Sure, Madam President, members of the committee, I appreciate your consideration in this request. It is not something, as the chairman said, that we take lightly. I'd like to thank Public Chairperson Gallagher and the committee members for hearing this today during miscellaneous business. Although today was not the first time we've talked about Next Generation 911, this contract or the other contracts associated with it. And very briefly, over the next 20 seconds, I'd like to remind you what that project is. There's 3 separate projects when we talk about Next Generation 911. 2 of the 3 have already been approved, and we move forward with them. One of them is the project management company that's been approved with L.R. Kimball, and they've been on board since June of 2013. The second one was Emergency Call Works. That's the system and the hardware. That's the actual hardware that will be in the 911 centers that will allow access to the Next Generation 911 center. That was approved and started since August of 2013. The final piece is the network that connects all of them. It was an item that's been competitively bid, and that we did select AT&T for that portion of the Next Generation 911 project. Significant progress is made with the project. We continue to move forward on the project, but we can't move forward without the network in place. And so the contract with AT&T has been a long and sometimes very difficult process. It's been that way because it kind of got stuck in a larger initiative that the Director Mowry and the Law Department are doing. AT&T is the winning recipient for a lot of services under Director Mowry's shop, and they've been working on this master services agreement. So although our agreement was done a little bit earlier, AT&T and we agreed with them, wanted to do one master service agreement for everything, and so we had to wait for that. And so for the 911, that's why we're here today, and we're asking for your agreement for passage under suspension. We need these network lines. The 911 centers are ready to begin implementing the lines, and that's why we ask for your support.
All right, any questions? Okay, good job.
Thank you,
Thank you
Madam
very much. All right, if there's no other discussion on this matter, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Cullen. Thank the committee for all their hard work on this. All right, next item.
Resolution number 2014-0087, a resolution rejecting the report containing findings and recommendations of fact finder Robert J. Vanna regarding negotiations between the Cuyahoga County Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Children and Family Services, IT, and Laborers International Union of North America, Local 860, for a collective bargaining agreement covering approximately 13 employees in 5 classifications, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Schron and seconded by Mr. Brady. Did the law department have any comment on this, or?
We've addressed this in executive session, other than we would say that, you know, we believe that the fact finder did not understand the real facts here, and therefore the recommendation is to reject the fact finder's report.
And the end result then would be that the county would go
You
back to...
go back to the
Go
negotiating
back to
table.
negotiation with the bargaining unit.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that the people understand that. Is there a question or comment? All right, so the recommendation, a yes vote would be to accept the resolution proposed by the administration that would reject the fact finder and send negotiations back to the table. If there's no other questions, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Calling the roll on resolution number 2014-0087. Mr. Hairston?
Yes.
Ms. Simon? Mr. Greenspan? Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Brady?
Yes.
Mr. Germana?
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Schron?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
And Ms. Conley?
Yes. We have 8 yeses, 1 no, and 1 abstention.
That's
So
correct.
the motion carries. Okay, thank you. Consideration of a resolution for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2014-0088, a resolution approving a qualified management agreement with Hilton Management relating to management of a convention center hotel, authorizing the county executive to execute a qualified management agreement, a technical services agreement, a pre-opening services agreement, a room block agreement, and all other documents consistent with this resolution, authorizing and approving related matters, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter will go to the committee of the whole, and this will be a significant step in the progress of our hotel building. So do we have this for April 1st?
Yes, Madam
Okay,
Chair.
so this will be on for April 1st for the committee of the whole. Is that at 2 o'clock?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Resolution number 2014-0089, a resolution authorizing an amendment to the design-build agreement with Turner Ozanne VAA, a joint venture, establishing a definitive guaranteed maximum price in the amount not to exceed, which will be determined later, for design-build services for the Convention Center Hotel project for the period November 13, 2013 through September 1, 2016, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This also will be on for April 1st for the committee of the whole at 2 o'clock.
Resolution number 2014-0090, a resolution providing for the acquisition by lease purchase of real property, including a convention center hotel facility, authorizing a lease purchase agreement with respect to the convention center hotel facility, authorizing and approving other documents relating to the convention center hotel facility and financing thereof, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter will go to the committee of the whole, April 1st, 2 o'clock.
Resolution number 2014-0091, a resolution declaring that public convenience and welfare requires resurfacing of Bagley Road from Fitch Road to the Olmsted Township West Corporation line in Olmsted Township. Total estimated project cost $2,475,000. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement. Authorizing the county executive to enter into an agreement of cooperation with said township in connection with said project, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter goes to Public Works.
Resolution number 2014-0092, a resolution declaring that public convenience and welfare requires replacement of Columbus Road Bridge number 01.09 over Bear Creek in the city of Bedford. Total estimated project cost $1,066,000. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement. Authorizing the county executive to enter into an agreement of cooperation with said municipality in connection with said project, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter goes to Public Works.
Resolution number 2014-0093, a resolution declaring that public convenience and welfare requires replacement of Mastic Road Bridge number 03.13 Side Hill structure in the city of Fairview Park. Total estimated project cost $5,766,000. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement. Authorizing the county executive to enter into an agreement of cooperation with said municipality in connection with said project, contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Goes to Public Works.
Resolution number 2014-0094, declaring, a resolution declaring that public convenience and welfare requires resurfacing of West 117th Street from Bel Air Road to Lake Avenue in the cities of Cleveland and Lakewood. Total estimated project cost $1,600,000. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's cost of said improvement. Authorizing the county executive to enter into an agreement of cooperation with said municipalities in connection with said project, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Goes to Public Works.
Resolution number 2014-0095, a resolution making an award on requisition number 29138 to Roniak Paving Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $2,769,415.80 for repair and resurfacing of Highland Road from Euclid Avenue to Richmond Road in the cities of Euclid and Richmond Heights. Authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution. Authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $5 license tax funds in the amount of $553,883.16 to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
That goes to Public Works.
Resolution number 2014-0096, a resolution making an award on requisition number 29345 to Shermer Construction in the amount not to exceed $889,233.40 for rehabilitation of East 49th Street Bridge number 00.54 over abandoned railroad tracks in the city of Cleveland. Authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award in this resolution. Authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in said amount to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This goes to Public Works. We're getting even with you, Mr. Jones. I think you didn't get anything last week, so you got everything this week.
Resolution number 2014-0097, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to AT&T Corporation in the amount not to exceed $936,000 for primary rate interface services for the Voice over Internet Protocol system for the period April 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the master agreement and contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
That goes to Finance and Budget.
Resolution number 2014-0098, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 and authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300543 with AT&T Mobility National Accounts for wireless services for the period November 1, 2013 through October 31, 2016, to extend the time period to December 31, 2018, to change the scope of services by adding cellular phones and service effective April 1, 2014, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $6,192,017.40, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Goes to Finance and Budget.
Resolution number 2014-0099, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to Logos Communication System Incorporated, doing business as Black Box Network Services, in the amount not to exceed $348,017.48 for network SmartNet monitoring and maintenance services for the period April 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
To Finance and Budget. And now this is the one that we amended to add on. It's on your, should be on your place.
Resolution number 2014-0100, a resolution extending the term of interim county treasurer Jeanette Wright for up to an additional 90 days or until July 18, 2014, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. This legislation is sponsored by the county executive.
we had an opportunity to, the executive's office came and asked us to add this on. We had to walk this onto the agenda. So we're going to refer this to the committee of the whole so that we can have an opportunity to interview Ms. Wright regarding the continuation of her interim appointment. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution number 2014-0070, a resolution approving various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will be on for third reading on April the 8th.
Resolution 2014-0072, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to CareWorks Technologies in the amount not to exceed $712,500 for wide area network and telecom consultant services for the Regional Enterprise Data Sharing System for the period April 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter will be on for third reading on April the 8th. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of the rule. These matters have all been to committee, and we need a motion to suspend Rule 9D to waive the third reading. And most of them are time sensitive, or we need to get them moving along, so I'm going to make a motion to waive the third reading.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rule.
Second?
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Germano. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2014-0054, a resolution authorizing a revenue-generating underlying agreement with City of Euclid in the amount not to exceed $2,600,000 for operation of jail services for County Euclid prisoners for the period April 1, 2014 through March 31, 2019, authorizing a lease in connection with said agreement in the amount not to exceed $5 for a county jail satellite facility located at 545 East 222nd Street, Euclid, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All right, moved by Ms. Simon and seconded by Mr. Gallagher. Now, Mr. Gallagher, do you want to be heard on this?
Madam President, this is the first in a in many, hopefully, to come consolidations with the county jail and local municipality jails. I see Mayor Cervenix here. Mayor, did you want to say something? We kind of put the mayor through the ringer when this came through in committee. I think he thought he was back in his council chambers, and
Mr. Chairman, members of council, thank you. You didn't know my council at that time. You guys were very, very polite. I know you got a long agenda. I just really like to say thank you very much for understanding what we're trying to accomplish here. Our project got put on the fast track only because we needed to do something with our building a little sooner than the county was ready to take over, but I think we've got a very fair agreement. I think it'll set the stage for the county to be collaborative with other cities as well, and to really streamline the corrections operations in the Cuyahoga County. Thank you much.
thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your participation, and Mr. Colon and his team, the Sheriff Bova, his folks, and certainly the committee. We really got deep into this and want to make sure that we had the right deal for all the citizens of Cuyahoga County, and I would ask support on this.
Madam President, I'd like to add my name and just want to say this is a win-win for the county and the city of Euclid. The council's on board and very excited for this opportunity to experience cost savings at both the county and city level, and really be able to take advantage of new efficiencies in transportation of our prisoners. So thank you to the committee and to the mayor, and we look forward to this relationship going forward.
All right, any other questions or comments? All right, we add Ms. Simon's name. All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. And we have a new jail.
Resolution number 2014-0064, resolution declaring official intent under United States Treasury regulations with respect to reimbursements from bond proceeds of temporary advances made for payments in connection with the development of the county's convention center hotel prior to issuance of bonds and related matters, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Germana. Majid, did you want to speak on this? This is sort of a technical item that we have, it comes up fairly rarely, but basically, and I may have to correct me if I'm saying it wrong, the county had to expend some money, and we will eventually get it back through a bond issue, so we have to have this resolution to guarantee the reimbursement. It's sort of like the
That's correct. The only thing I would say
Res-
is
bond
we
issues for
generally use
dummies
the
or-
term bonds. We're issuing certificates of participation. but
Okay.
yes.
All right. So this is money that we expended in connection with the demolition of the convention center, and then we'll be getting it back, so.
As part of the bond process.
It's right, it's part of the bond, so. Any other questions? We heard this in the committee of the whole and got a fairly detailed explanation on it.
Madam President?
Yes.
Just as a matter of record, I will not be supporting this, as my previous statements have demonstrated my lack of support for a county-owned convention center hotel. Thank you.
Okay. All right, if there's any other questions or discussions, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. And opposed? Mr. Greenspan. All right, thank you.
Resolution number 2014-0066, a resolution making an award on requisition number 29217 to Sterling Professional Group in the amount not to exceed $876,150 for the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections Elevator Modernization Project, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Germana. Any discussion on this item? Public Works?
Yes, Madam President, this is a reconstructing of the elevator in our county board of elections. The work will be done in phases, adding new mechanicals and other items. This is a rehabilitation project and not a maintenance project, which we would have contracting for. It has come in under our engineer's estimate of $970,000. And the work is being done by an SPE, a small business enterprise, a Sterling Professional Group that's located within our county, within the city of Garfield Heights. So I do recommend this for approval.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Any other questions or comments? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0067, a resolution making an award on requisition number 28835 to Shermer Construction in the amount not to exceed $2,279,945.11 for rehabilitation of Bel Air Road Bridge number 24 over Countryman's Creek in the city of Cleveland and village of Lindale, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $5 license tax funds in the amount of $455,989.03 to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
I move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Shrine. Mr. Jones?
No comment.
All right.
Recommended for approval.
Any other comments? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0068, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27932 to Hatch Mott McDonald in the amount not to exceed $612,955 for engineering design services for resurfacing of West 130th Street from Brook Park Road in Lorraine to Lorraine Avenue in the cities of Brook Park and Cleveland, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Shrine.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
The street in my district was last resurfaced in 1985, the year that Carol and I got married, so it's long overdue. So I ask for the support of my colleagues.
I have comments, but I think I'll just hold it.
That's too easy.
Okay.
After that comment, we're going to get right to work on that, and we'll do it in one season, starting in 2015.
Any other comments or questions? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0069, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-176 with Perk Company Incorporated for repair and resurfacing of Snow Road from West 130th Street to Ridge Road in the cities of Parma and Parma Heights for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $598,885.74. Authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Germana.
And again, no comment.
Madam Chair, this is an amendment to a contract. PERC has done an excellent job on Snow Road. Anybody that has traveled it, unfortunately, there was more deep replacements than was originally anticipated, so we needed, there's a small section that has to be completed yet. As I said in committee, this is 500 feet from my office and 700 feet from my home, so we hope to get the, I hope council approves passage of this.
Do you have to recuse yourself or something like that? Okay.
It doesn't do my driveway or anything.
All right, any other questions or comments? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0074, a resolution authorizing an agreement with the Metro Health System in the amount not to exceed $4,598,368 for management, healthcare, and related services at the Cuyahoga County Correction Center for the period April 1, 2014 through December 31, 2014. Authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Adopt.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by, I think I heard Mr. Schron first. Mr. Gallagher?
Madam President, this is truly good news and a long-awaited partnership with Metro Health Hospital. The committee's been working on this for years. The idea's been out there for years, and have gone through different administrations at the hospital. And finally, after a lot of hard work and the seating of Dr. Boutros as the CEO of Metro Hospital, things were accelerated, and now we have finally gotten to the point where Metro will be taking care of our inmates at the jail. It seemed as a natural fit for us from the beginning, and as we move forward, we look forward to better health care for those that are unfortunate enough to be incarcerated in our care. I see Ms. Hills here with, as Dr. Boutros would call him, his team. And Ms. Hill, I don't know if you want to introduce the folks. I know the doctors here who will be heading up the infirmary at the jail. I don't know if you wanted to.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to introduce Dr. Talman, who is now the medical director for the jail. Dr. Talman, Mary Will Boylan, who is our vice president, who has been leading the transition from the county's previous vendor to Metro Health, taking over the services, and Despina Makvrakis, who is actually going to move from her work at the medical center to the jail to be on site and be the administrator for the services at the jail. So thank you very much.
Thank you. This hasn't always been easy to do, but we did get through it. Again, I thank Dr. Boutros and his vision and his leadership and the team from Metro. And Doctor, welcome aboard. I would ask that council support this legislation.
Mr. Brady?
Yes, I just wanted to commend the committee and the chairman, the administration, and Metro. I know people have been working on this for over 3 years, just about from the time we got started, and I think it's one of those areas where you can really say this new form of government has led to a really positive result in a way that maybe people couldn't see exactly several years ago, but it's something that just probably would not have happened without the charter change and the new government that we have.
Add Mr. Germana.
And my own.
In my name also, I'd like to just second what Mr. Brady said. This has been a long time coming, but really a great job.
I'd like my name as well.
Mr. Miller?
So far, I have Germana, Conley, and Miller. Did I get everyone? Brady. Hairston, Brady.
Hairston, Jones?
Hairston, Jones, Brady.
Okay, all right. If there's no other discussions on this matter, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and congratulations to Metro Hospital, and we look forward to working with you.
Resolution number 2014-0075, a resolution making awards on requisition number 28786 to various providers, each in the amount not to exceed $961,392 for neighborhood collaborative services for the Family to Family Neighborhood System of Care program for the period April 1, 2014 through March 31, 2017, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreements and contracts and all other documents consistent with said awards and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective with the providers as printed on the agenda, items 8I through IXXX.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Brady and seconded by Mr. Jones. Whoever I heard first. Any discussion on this matter, Mr. Brady?
Madam Chairperson, we heard this and the next three items in committee last week. These contracts are funded by a mix of federal and local funding, about 44% federal, 56% Health and Human Service funds. And I would ask the council for its approval.
Any other questions?
Chair, can you add me to the,
Add Mr. Hairston. Really the basic things we do for these kinds of resolutions. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. 0076.
I move to adopt.
No, you got to read it first.
I understand I was a little dyslexic on that number, so it was actually XIII for the
okay.
record.
Did you flunk Roman numerals?
Resolution number 2014-0076, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-126 with Emerald Development and Economic Network Incorporated for rapid rehousing services for the Emergency Solutions Grant Program for the period October 1, 2012 through September 30, 2014 for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $676,606, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Brady and seconded by Mr. Miller. And
Madam Chairperson, this program helps families, able to exit shelters more quickly to permanent housing. It's fully funded by a grant award from the Ohio Department of Development, and I would ask the council for its approval.
any questions, comments? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Excuse me. Resolution number 2014-0077, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-099 with Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry for emergency shelter services for homeless men located at 2100 Lakeside Avenue, Cleveland, for the period January 1, 2013 through December 31, 2013, to extend the time period to December 31, 2014, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,799,000 $109,920, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Brady, seconded by Ms. Simon.
Of course, this is for the men's shelter, for the homeless men's shelter. Some 3,567 men received shelter and meals. This is funded by Health and Human Services, but additionally, we get money from the City of Cleveland. The shelter gets money for the City of Cleveland, from the City of Cleveland, the VA, and the state. And we heard it in committee last week, and the committee would like to see the full council approve the resolution.
All right, any other questions, comments? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0078, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-098 with MHS Incorporated for emergency shelter services for homeless women and families at the Norma Hare Women's Center located at 2227 Payne Avenue, Cleveland, for the period January 1, 2013 through December 31, 2013, to extend the time period to December 31, 2014, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,148,293, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Brady and seconded by Ms. Simon.
And of course, Madam Chairperson, this is the women's shelter. Serves about 140 women each night. In 2013, 934 unduplicated single adult women. And besides being funded by Health and Human Services, Levy Resources, the City of Cleveland and the state also support the costs of this shelter. And I would ask the council for its approval.
All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. All right, moving right along, consideration of an ordinance for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2014-0011, an ordinance amending Chapter 705 of the Cuyahoga County Code to establish payment procedures for connection charges collected for connection to county's water and sewer facilities in County Sewer District Number 14 and Cook, McKenzie, and Stearns Roads, amending Cuyahoga County Resolution Numbers 052208 and 052209, each dated June 2nd, 2005, and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
This will go to Public Works. Committee reports and consideration of an ordinance for second reading.
Ordinance number 2014-0005, an ordinance amending Section 107.01 of the Cuyahoga County Code to streamline the process for oaths and affirmations, and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
This will go on for third reading, and this is actually an amended version. There was an amendment at the last meeting.
No, Madam President, there's an amendment to be read into the record and voted on today.
Okay, so let's go to page 268 for the amendment. And you want to, what do we have him read that amendment first?
Let me just explain Madam President, if I could just explain the slight difference in the amendment.
Okay.
In the amendment on page 269, section 2 at the top, give a little history here. The original presentation was that all employees shall receive their oath within 60 days of starting employment. However, there was discussion in committee that some employees may have other reasons as to why they should take an oath sooner than that. So what we've done is amend the ordinance to effectively state, amend the ordinance to state that a signed oath or affirmation will be taken as part of the new employee packet when they take office, and that those employees who are required to raise their hands and take an oath will do so within the first 60 days. That's the purpose for the amendment.
Okay.
The other thing I will say is the amendment also states further that the ordinance itself further states that the clerk of council will no longer be responsible for maintaining all the oaths. It'll be done through the Human Resource Department.
All right, so you're making a motion to amend, and we need a second, is that correct?
Second.
Okay, so it's moved by Mr. Greenspan and seconded by Mr. Miller to amend. Is any discussion on the amendment? All right, all those in favor of the amendment indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. It is so amended, and then this will be on for third reading on April the 8th. All right, any miscellaneous committee reports? Mr. Greenspan?
Madam President, my committee will meet on May 5th, take a month off or so, at 9 a.m. There was a matter referred to committee. We'll continue additional discussion on the items in the committee.
Madam President and my colleagues, the Finance and Budgeting Committee will meet this coming Monday on our regularly scheduled time at 1 o'clock, and we will hear the 4 items that were referred to committee today, and also we will have a chance to ask questions about the year-end numbers that we received at the last meeting. Thank you.
Mr. Brady?
Yes, Health and Human Services will meet tomorrow at 1. We're going to have a presentation and go over where the county is on implementing the new regulations around the food stamp program. And if you'll recall, last fall, when that all came down so quickly and suddenly. So we're looking forward to a good discussion, long overdue, but we'll have it tomorrow.
Anyone else?
Chair,
Oh, Mr. Jabran?
Human Resources is scheduled for 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay. Madam Chair, the Education and Environment Committee will meet next week, and I'm not sure which day yet because the committee wants to pick a new day. So we're going to try to work that out with Jean and the members.
All right, any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Madam Chair, there is none.
Oh, and any other miscellaneous business?
Madam President?
Yes.
Northeast Ohio had a good weekend. 3 of their basketball teams
Oh, I don't know, is this in order?
went East Tech Scarabs. The East Tech Scarabs lost to the mighty St. Edward Eagles in the Final Four. First time East Tech had been back for 37 odd years, I believe it was. Villa Angela St. Joe came in second, and holding up the shoulders of Cuyahoga County against the evil Upper Arlington. Wade Steen's daughter was a cheerleader. Wade Steen's from Upper Arlington. The Mighty Eagles bring home the title and forever continue to call Mr. Merriman, Cuyahoga County, the home of champions. Thank you.
On that note, we stand adjourned.